Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, it's February the 22nd, and this is the Futures in 5, taking a look at 5 markets to tell us a little bit about what futures action is going to give us intraday. We can see my title says caution, and the reason is this. We continue to move upside with divergence in general. Now, divergence, as you can see, divergence is not a place that you say, hey, listen, it's divergent, I'm going. That's not what it says at all. It says watch for the weakness, follow the trend. And the one thing divergence does tell us, if we are negatively divergent in a positive trending environment like this one, it says watch for support to give us a pullback. Yesterday, I expected that support to be around 27.71 or so. It really came down into our old resistance new support area and bounced sharply, still in the bounce, but now having trouble getting up and over this region, 27.8750. That's going to be the number to watch. Hey, listen, we've got a lot of chatter from the FOMC coming through the channels today, and of course there's always news aplenty all over the place. We know that 27.8050 is now what our weekly volume profile is telling us to watch as a breakout zone. Potentially, we are seeing buyers come into that space, and so we'll expect them to bounce us up into this area until the pressure breaks, and that's what we'll be looking for. My thought is trade on the edges. Don't get involved in the center. It'll stretch your stops too wide in either direction. From a risk perspective, it's just not worth it. That's my thought anyway. And it's my thought across the board for what we are looking at. Take a look at this one. This one really did move back dramatically. Look at all the noise in the trigger there, just telling us, hey, listen, we're sideways. Now, I know we're moving up, but we've got technical divergence. And so it says, look at the bottom to find our support zones. And that's what we're looking at. Now, today, we are sitting underneath this range. That's going to be the area we need to look at for buyers to take hold. It's going to be up above 70.80 today. Underneath this area, we're going to explore and flesh in this kind of region. We have more technical divergence. My thought is it's very bullish. Deep fades going to give us pullback action. Could that pullback action stretch all the way to 69.74? Possibly. But we see every time it got there, it bounced. So what is the thought? Either wait for it to break out and retest, or wait for it to break down and retest, or trade the edges in a reversal pattern. That's what you're going to get. And it is the same for the YM. If we take a look at this YM, same sort of patterns. Technical divergence, new highs, weakness that bounces off of the low support zones. Hey, I thought we would hold this 25,800 area, and we came well into these areas. Take a look at this pocket of thin volume from last week. That's going to get filled in. I don't know when. I'm not going to think about when. What I'm going to think about is, do I want to trade on the edges from a reversal pattern perspective? Do I want to wait for the breakouts and allow them to retest and give me strength to the upside? Or do I want to trade on the breakdown? I have to make a decision. But once you make that decision, stick to it. Trading in the middle of this noise is only going to work for you if you use smaller time frames. It's just going to be a mosh pit if you don't, and it's going to expand your risk. This one, particularly interesting. Now I'm going to show you a couple of things. I'm going to show you what the week looks like for this contract. All right. And I've got 5 different profiles here, so don't even worry about this. But here's what the week for this contract looks like. From a weekly perspective, it is supremely noisy where it sits currently, but you can see the breakdown and then the strength building for upside pressure, and that upside pressure is colliding with prior resistance zones. Of course, this is going to show lots more volume because this is an individual contract. All right, relative volume is not something that we're looking at here. We're just taking a look at everything in general. So what does this chart show us? Upside pressure. Upside pressure. So listen, you want to take a long? If you don't care about what your stops are, you can take a long and hang on and watch it climb. For me, I'm an intraday trader, and I'm going to be very concerned about where my stops are because I am constantly trying to manage risk because I want to be able to trade tomorrow. So what am I going to do? I'm going to look at this and say, I'm going to watch for the pullbacks that give me buy zones. We've got a lot of U.S. output. We've got tons of news. Everybody says, hey, listen, they're packing on more positions. And of course, hedge funds will pack positions off in those forward months, not this present one. They're going to sort of hedge here in this front month. Big resistance. My thought is the following. Big punches up, going to see sellers. We're going to see sellers in those big punches up. Why? Because they were over here. Now, are they going to break down like they did here? Probably not. But they are going to fade, and they're going to give me good support. Take a look at this. Daily spaces tell me for the last couple of days, pullbacks to this area have been buy zones. We're probably filling out a little bit of volume there, but that's what I want you to look at. Okay, a little bit of technical divergence going on right there. And right now they are still trying to push price action forward. 4 hours says we've got technical divergence. So as they push it forward, we're going to have sellers show up and bring us back into higher support. All right, taking a look at these guys, the most divergent of the bunch is here. Now, you know that I've been super bullish on gold, but now we are looking at fades into support. Big deal. Stopped beautifully. Old resistance, new support. You can see the line right there. How well it bounces is going to be key. And the number it's got to recover, 1335 and then 1340. If it gets up to those levels and you can't push through, we're going to see more selling. This chart could easily come back into the 1300 area before it gives us another leg to the north. All right, that's it. Have a good weekend and a good day trading.